A simple argument at a park suddenly turns into a frantic call. "He has my baby." When officers arrive, a young mother is shaking, struggling to breathe, insisting she only acted in self-defense. But the man is covered in scratch marks, and a witness tells a very different story. Within minutes, the situation takes a turn no one expects. Watch to the end to see who police identify as the primary aggressor and why their decision leaves the family stunned.
You have my daughter over there.
Okay, give me a sec. Break 945. So you have to fill out the female.
Yes.
Can you start me a second one's available? Talk over here real quick.
No.
Are you who are on the phone with?
My mom.
Okay. 2230 Doña Ana.
I'm having a panic attack.
Okay. Do you mind just hanging up real quick so I can talk to you? What's going on? Okay.
Control 938, are you off your...
I need to breathe. I need to...
Code 19?
Okay, just take some deep breaths. There you go.
Copy.
There you go.
Direct en route with 945.
We're good. Okay. My partner's here, so I just want to figure out what's going on so we can help you.
872.
What's going on? What happened?
So me and my boyfriend were at a park, and then we got into an argument, and then he started telling me.
I think she was pointing out the kiddo was over there. Is he there?
Yeah, it's that gray Mitsubishi over there.
Is it?
Where that red van is.
Okay. Let me see what I got over here real quick. So you guys were at the park?
We were at a park and we got into an argument, and then he started telling me things about like my dead brother, and then that's when I started like zoning out, because usually when he does that I get really mad and I never ever want to put my hands on him. So after that he kept telling me things and I was like, okay, I need to calm down. And then I told him something back about his mom.
Okay.
And it was disrespectful, I'm not gonna lie. But when he was being disrespectful to me, there's only so much I can take, you know?
Right.
So after that, he grabbed my neck, and out of self-defense, I scratched him like right here. And then I had pulled his hair because he kept doing that to me, you know what I mean?
Where did that happen?
I don't know exactly what park. I'm guessing Sonoma Ridge, something like that. And then after that...
Hold on. Are you guys in the car? Or
yeah, we were in the car. This whole time we were in the car.
Okay.
And then we were in the car, and then like I had gotten out of the car because I was like, no, you're not going to put your hands on me, because if you could put your hands on me, then you could put your hands on my daughter.
Okay.
And then I like got outside of the car, then I tried to get my daughter, and then he tried driving off, and then that's when I had called my mom and was like, Mom, he's going to take my baby. And then after that, he did like a U-turn.
Okay.
And then after the U-turn, he like kind of stopped, and then I grabbed the door so I could open it, and then he had it locked for a little bit, and then he got sort of outside of his door, and then he walked over here, and then he started grabbing me like, you're not taking my daughter, like that. And then I tried grabbing the door, and that's when I got hysterical, and I was like, no, you're not going to take my daughter, because I just had my daughter like a month ago.
Okay.
So my hormones are everywhere.
Okay.
I don't know what to think. And then when I get my own baby taken away from me, it's like I'm instantly in defense mode, like, you're not going to take my baby. And then after that, I was like, no, you're going to drop me off at my mom's, and I'm taking the baby. And then he was like, no, I'm not taking you to your mom's. And then we start going over here, and then over here. And I was like, okay, where are we? And then I had already called the cops, like all the way over there.
Okay.
And then he was like driving, and I don't know if he was going to go this way, but we went like around, and then he came back over here.
Okay.
And then as soon as we parked over there, he got out the car, and he wouldn't let me take my baby.
Right.
He wouldn't let me take my baby. And then I got out the car, and even his grandpa saw too. He was putting his hands on me.
Where?
In the car when I was trying to take my baby before we had gotten out. His grandpa saw that too, and then he had to grab him and hold him back. And then when the grandpa was holding him back, I wanted to take my daughter. He ended up getting away from the grandpa and then tried to take my daughter again. Now they're inside and they won't give me my baby back.
Okay. So I kind of get the whole gist of it. So obviously I started off at a park off Sonoma Ranch.
Yes.
And then, is he driving and you're in the passenger seat? Or
yes, I'm in the passenger seat and our baby's in the back of the car.
How did he grab your neck if you get...
He grabbed it. Okay, so pretend I'm in the driver.
It's like
This
this.
is him.
I'm the driver and you're the passenger.
Yeah, he goes like that and then goes like that. And then even a truck saw too. Like, I don't know who the person was, but a truck had even saw too, and they stopped. I wanted them to call the cops, but they didn't. And then they drove off. And then after that, I had like went over to him, and I like pulled his hair like that, like out of self-defense, and then I scratched him too.
Okay. So whenever he has his hands on your neck, how long does he have you like that for?
He had it on me for a good, 10 seconds. And then he let go, and then I went like that because I was in fight or flight mode.
Did he ever choke you? Like
he went like that, like
yeah.
that.
But did he ever were you able to breathe throughout the entire time?
I was able to breathe, yes, but I felt very
you just getting
threatened. Yeah, I felt like, oh my god, is he gonna let go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's when I went for his hair, and then I scratched him like that, and you could see there's scratches on his arm too.
Copy.
So then whenever...
And I think I have a scratch right here too.
Do you have a bra or no?
Grabbing, yeah, I
mean, let's go a little over here so the traffic doesn't...
When he had grabbed me, see? When he tried pulling me away from the car, that was it.
That's whenever you...
And he already had a charge on him for domestic violence, but I ended up dropping it because I did feel bad.
Yeah. So then whenever he goes like that, and then you kind of go for his hair, he lets you go for his hair, and then you scratch him.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you're in self-defense.
Yes.
That's whenever you get out, you're going to try to get the baby out.
Yeah.
He takes off, does a U-turn, and then you get back in the car?
Yeah, because he told me, he was like, you're not taking the baby. So I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to go in the car.
So you get back in the car?
Because he wouldn't give me back the baby.
And you guys come back over here?
And he told me that he was going to take me home, yeah.
Okay.
And then I see we're not going... No, I live in 711 Hanson Avenue.
Okay.
So it was kind of directed towards here, and then I see we're going over here.
76 to DC with 115.
And then the auntie was saying too, she was like, yeah, he hits you, but he's not going to hit the baby.
Okay.
She said that, and I wish I would have gotten it on voice recording.
Yeah. So
and I was thinking too in the car, I was like, fuck, I should put this on a voice recording so they can know.
So then whenever you get back in the car, you guys are arguing, you tell him to take you to your house. You guys end up over here.
Yes.
And then
Go to 5.
whenever you guys are here, it's kind of the same thing. You get out, you want to take the baby out, and he's stopping you, he pushes you.
Yeah, no, he had grabbed my arm, and then that's when the grandpa, he was already sitting outside, and he held him back.
And then
he ended up getting he got away from the grandpa and then tried getting me again.
Give me Alameda
and then tried taking the baby, and then that's when he took the baby inside. When I asked them to give me my baby back, and they won't give me my baby
Copy,
back.
Alameda.
Is that the baby daddy?
Yes.
Alright. Where's your mom at?
I called her. She said that she was on her way.
Okay.
And then he was also saying, I don't think this is relevant, but he was also like, oh, call the cops, you're being a pussy or something. But it's when I'm in self-defense mode, I'm gonna obviously want protection, you know what I mean?
What space number do they live at? Is that 100?
I think it was 98. I'm not too sure.
What is your name?
Maria Cano.
How long have you guys been together?
Almost 2 years.
Okay.
Do we know what's gonna happen with my baby?
Well, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. As far as the baby, given that I get it's a 1 month old, we don't get too involved as far as where the baby goes unless there's some sort of parenting plan by a court. We're gonna try to help you with the baby, but I need to get this whole stuff situated with the physical aspect of it, okay? Because I do see the injury on your shoulder, but I also need to take into consideration the scratching and the pulling of the hair.
No, yeah, I understand. That's
to be
why
honest
I was
with you.
completely honest.
So.
I just wanted my baby.
Okay. And so, just to cover my bases, I get you were trying to breathe. He held you for 10 seconds. You never passed out or anything like that. No?
No.
Okay.
This has happened before, and I should have known. I should have freaking left.
Okay. Can I take pictures of where you have the injury? Okay. Do you have any other injuries or anywhere else that you're hurting?
No. It's just right here.
Okay. You want to have a seat just for a little bit so you can get a little bit of shade and so you can breathe a little bit?
Okay. Sorry.
You're fine.
969 Central 10 Airport.
When was the last time this happened that you said that you dismissed the charges?
I believe last year. I'm not exactly sure what month. But if you go on case lookup, you can see.
I'm going to just close this and have a seat in my car real quick, alright? Okay. Are you talking to mom?
I tried calling her because I know she said she was on the way, but
She's not answering?
no.
Okay.
Do you want my phone?
You can hold on to it for now. Maybe right now. So, I mean, the statements are kind of the same, to be honest with you. Do you know, like, how many times you scratched him and all that? Because apparently he has all sorts of scratch marks on him.
Yes, I was in self-defense mode. I can't exactly name how many times because I kind of like blacked out. You know when you're in self-defense mode, it's kind of like everywhere.
Yeah, your adrenaline just kicks through the roof.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly how many times, but I do know that I scratched him on his arm and I had pulled his hair.
But that's because after the...
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. I advised them of what you told me as far as the grandpa, because the grandpa's we're gonna get his statement real quick, because they just talked to him, and honestly the statements sound
809.
pretty similar, but we gotta get it situated just because it clearly was physical between both you guys.
Behavioral off of Skyway.
Alright. Do you feel the air? Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna just be over there for a little bit while I figure this out. Okay. Hello, ma'am. Are you a mom of Miss Cano? Okay. So we're getting all this stuff. Is it okay to put my hand on your car?
Yeah.
We're getting all this stuff. Yeah, it's fine. No, you can leave it on. You have the AC. It's hot. We're getting all this stuff situated. This is like a really weird fight between both of them. You know what I mean? So I guess long story short, they had an argument somewhere else, and they ended up over here. Before that, obviously, she's saying that he did like a motion towards her that was physical or something like that. And the issue we're having is that I guess she did admit, she's like, well, out of defense, I grabbed his hair and started scratching him. And I guess he has a lot of injuries. But I do have an injury on her arm where the second incident happened here when they got here. And she was trying to get the kiddo, and he was kind of like pulling her away from the kid. And we're interviewing family now. These are just the tough ones because there's injuries on both ends, and the statements are the same.
You had to file a report against him before he was arrested.
Yeah, and that's what she was telling me too. The only issue with this incident, we're trying to establish who is the primary aggressor, if you want to be honest with you. And that's the hard thing about domestics, is that one can turn into the primary aggressor very quickly. And we're even contacting supervisors because it's on both ends. So we're going to try to see what we could do. She's just in my car right now because she was outside. So she has AC in the back and everything.
She's okay?
So the baby's with dad. We can't get too involved with the baby because they both have legal rights to the child. I think that's what made this...
Lily and the baby live with us in my house.
Yeah.
Okay. So I understand that. The only thing is if that's biological dad, we can't tell him, hey, they're going to the grandparents.
Did she tell you he has a warrant?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I ran him, and he does have one for a family offense, which is going to be the same thing.
Which was against her.
Yeah, no, she told me, and I already confirmed all that. Like I said, I'm just being honest. We have to see if she turned into the primary aggressor. If I'm going to be honest with you. And we'll go from there. But at the same time, I do see an injury on her arm where she said that she was pulled, and we're trying to establish that as well to see what we could do, because when it comes to these, both injuries, domestics, it's very, very hard, and an arrest will be affected, but we have to figure out who was the aggressor. So. And
what happens? Let's say like he took the baby on a visit and he didn't give her back to him. What
kind of?
He didn't give it. Yeah, he didn't give it back. The baby back to her.
What do you mean a visit?
Suggest, like if he took the baby to go visit at his house, or took the baby to his house like on a visit, but then decides not to bring her back.
So
what would we do in that kind of situation?
The best thing when it comes to the kiddos would be establishing a parenting plan through the courts. If it's not civil between them, which I've done this a long time, you could tell. I'm assuming this isn't the first time they both get all sorts of argumentative with each other.
Yeah.
would be a parenting plan. The reason I say that is because there's days that they might be civil, but then things blow out of proportion like this, and they start to use the kiddo as leverage.
Yeah.
And they're like, no,
That's
no.
what I'm worried about.
So that's what the parenting plan does, because they both stand by a judge and they tell them you're gonna have the baby this day and this day. And unfortunately, it goes to that point because it basically needs to have a judge tell them what to do, and it's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Because what should be happening is saying, hey, I'm gonna take the kiddo with the family. Cool, no problem. I'll bring the baby back, or whatever the case may be. But that's not always the incident. But once there's a court order through a judge, it makes it a lot easier and better for us to be like, hey, you're supposed to have the kiddo, she's supposed to have the kiddo, things like that. Because it goes back to like right now, like he can do that if he wants to, the same way that she can do that if she wants to. We're not gonna say that he's wrong for taking the kiddo with his family. The same way I tell you she's not wrong for taking the kiddo with your family. If the roles were switched, right? Because you could be like, well, I don't want him to take the kiddo. Well, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Like, he wants the grandma to visit him, and it's the same thing. I'd have to tell her if he wants to go over there, he can go over there with the kiddo. So.
Unfortunately, but yeah.
Yeah. So let me see what my partner has with this phone call and establishing more statements.
Okay. But is she okay? Because when I was on the phone with her, she was having a panic attack.
Yeah. When I got here, thankfully she had her breathe a little bit, and so I can get a good, clear statement. And she's definitely chilled out a good amount, and she's just, stressed about the kiddo.
Oh yeah, because she had called me earlier to go pick her up, but I didn't know where she was.
Yeah. No, she admitted. Yeah, she said I called her, but then I just got back in the car with him and ended up over here. So. Let me talk to my partners, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty, guys. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
What did Grandpa say?
That he was right there standing, and then he saw when they pulled up, the guy was trying to grab the baby out of the vehicle, and then she grabbed him from behind, trying to push him off so he wouldn't grab her. And then he looked back and pushed her away to try and get her away from him.
She sounded like the aggressor, bro.
Huh?
She's kind of sounding like the aggressor.
Yeah, that's what Dollar said. So I ran it by him. He said, because we can't, the reason he claims that she scratched him first is because she doesn't like mom. And he had said, we're going to go, I could take the baby to go see you, to the mom. And she starts arguing with mom. And then he ends up hanging up, and then that's when he gets scratched. And then he holds her back to calm her down to keep him from scratching him. And then she ends up stopping. And then here saying the opposite, that he's trying to get that baby out. She comes up behind him, grabs him, pulls him back, and shoves her out of the way.
Yeah. And that's where she did admit that they were having an altercation because he was making some statements about her dead brother. And then that she's like, I started getting upset, you know what I mean? So I threw a petty shot back at him, about his mom, and that's what made it blow up. And that's what she didn't tell me anything about the phone call, but she did say that she mentioned that to the mom, which is consistent with what he's saying. But the thing also is that she's saying oh well, he had his hands on my neck, but he's in the driver's seat, she's in the passenger seat.
Yeah, how's he gonna have both hands?
I mean, he can, but there's no strangulation, there's no marks on that. She's admitting I turned into self-defense mode, started yanking his hair and scratching him. Which would be more reasonable if she actually had marks on her for strangulation.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be the aggressor.
I think so too.
That's what Dollar said too. He said we wouldn't even have enough for the dual arrest because from when he was pushing, because his witness saw him pushing her, it wasn't to hurt her or anything. He was trying to get in between her and the baby so she wouldn't take him.
Yeah, but the thing she's saying the other way around. She was gonna grab the baby and he pulled her out. But the only mark that I have on her is on her arm.
How bad is it?
It's like a scratch, like a small little red scratch right here. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm good with that, dude.
So not even a summons for this guy? Just straight up 09?
Not enough for a duel.
Alright.
I took photos of him. He said he didn't want to start. We'll see if he's going to do the packet and the other stuff.
Alright. I'm going to tell parents because that's mom. She's going to pick her up. Nah, they're pretty chill, but I kind of already adjusted with her that we're trying to establish who the aggressor was. And that he has more injuries and things like that. But they're obviously well, he has warrants. I'm I understand, but this is a whole different incident.
Yeah, I'll talk to him about that too. Just to go take care of those.
Alright. Let me talk to them. I'll put her in cuffs. And then, you want to go 81?
Yeah. You want to stand by with him while he detains her? And I'll go. First one.
All right, guys. So
Figure it out.
yeah. So I'm gonna be very transparent.
No, go for it.
We're unfortunately gonna have to arrest your daughter for today's
Yeah,
incident. Okay. Just because we have to go with the whole totality and the aspect of what she's saying happened and how she defended herself. The injuries that there's no injuries consistent to what she's saying, how the way she defended herself, and started being physical towards him. And then from over here, we're getting different statements as far as her yanking him away to get the kiddo, and that he was basically shoving her away from the kid. So unfortunately, that's what we're gonna have to do. We already ran it by a supervisor. We already ran it through our domestic violence unit to cover our bases, because like I said, these incidents where there's injuries and all sorts of conflicting statements, it's a little difficult, so we get better guidance towards specialized units. So unfortunately, that's kind of what we have to do.
Yeah, I kind of figured when you said that earlier.
And that's like, I mean, I've done this a while. That's already kind of what I was leaning towards, but I want to cover all my bases before I unfortunately have to tell you the straight up truth.
Yeah.
So,
No,
do you have,
I figured.
yeah. Do you have any questions for me or anything right now?
What? So he's not being detained? Or
No. So.
even with the warrant?
No. So unfortunately, in this incident, he's considered our victim. So if he was more of the primary aggressor.
And he drives without a license, and his car is not registered.
Yeah, we would confirm that warrant. No, we would confirm that warrant and stuff like that. But given the circumstances, we can't just do that'll be like a dual arrest, arresting both of them, and that's not. We have certain policies when it comes to domestic violence. So of course he has the warrant, but we have to basically deal with the situation right now. And they're gonna notify him you have the warrant. If the roles were different, he'd be going to jail and having the warrant taken care of as well. So if you want to stand by, you can. I unfortunately do need to put her in cuffs. I don't want you to see that, or if you want to stand by.
So she'll go to jail and then get.
What's today? Today's Wednesday, so she'll probably see a judge tomorrow and get released on terms, like certain terms to abide by, things like that.
Okay.
All right.
And as far as like the baby, what happens now?
So, biological dad needs to stay with the kiddo.
Yeah.
I can run it through my partner to let you guys see if he's willing to be civil. Do you guys ever get along with him or not really?
I've been letting him come over even after he choked her and all that stuff, and I've been trying to be neutral for the baby too.
Of course. Yeah, try to be civil for them.
Yeah, and I want access to my grandchild.
Of course, absolutely.
So I try to be, but I know his mom and stuff. Because she was living over there, and then the mom basically wanted her out, and that's the thing. And then the mom doesn't want me over there at all, and it's a big mess. And I haven't done anything, but she brought me in.
Okay.
Anyway.
I got you. No.
Yeah.
So the kiddo would have to stay here, but if you guys are cordial with him, and I don't have a problem with you guys visiting, but he'd have to stay with biological dad. And that's why I figured. I was like, I don't think it'll go well.
I don't want to. But so when she gets out, what happens then? Like when she gets on her conditions of release with the baby.
So she has absolutely of course.
Okay.
That doesn't outweigh her rights to the child.
Okay.
So this is just a domestic case, but no, as soon as she gets out, she has rights to the kiddo. She can come here, pick up the kiddo as long as they're civil. There's nothing physical. Yeah, it's fair game for both of them with the kiddo right now.
And if he doesn't, then I was thinking to go down right away to court.
I would tell her to do that right away so that the judge can do that ASAP.
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, you're not supposed to have the kiddo. The mom. That one is district court. The one on Pikachu and Maine.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Alrighty. All right, Miss Cano. Can you step out for me, please?
Do I bring it?
You could just leave it there. It's fine. I'm gonna need you to turn around, okay? Put your hands behind your back. So today you're gonna be placed under arrest for battery against a household member, okay?
What about the baby?
So I already explained that to your. Let go of your hand. I explained that to your parents already. So, hold on. Let go of your hands because you're gonna make. Just give me. No, you're good. Just give me a sec. Kiddo does have to stay with bio dad for right now until you're out and you get. Hopefully, you see a judge tomorrow. You have anything in your pockets? No, right?
Yeah.
Can you pull it out? Do you have anything else on these? I mean, they're pretty tight pants. No. All right, hold on. Let me get the phone real quick.
Okay.
Just come right here. As soon as you get out, you can get the kiddo and get situated with him. But for right now, The baby does have to stay with the bio dad.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
You have a seat for me, Miss Cano? Did it die?
I don't think so.
Oh no. Okay. You have any questions right now? No. Okay. So we have to just put everything together right now, okay, from what we have and what we saw and all of that. So we're gonna go to the station to do paperwork, and then we'll go to the county jail, okay? If you need any assistance, have any questions for me, just let me know. All right?
What began as an argument ended with an arrest, and a newborn at the center of it all. After reviewing the injuries and statements, officers made a tough call that will now move to the courts. If you appreciate real, unfiltered body cam breakdowns like this, hit like and subscribe to support the channel and stay updated on future cases.